Welcome to the Future Strong podcast.
Great to be here.
Today we're going to get into a phrase, Oxford's 2024 word of the year, brain rot.
Yeah, brain rot. It's quite a evocative term, isn't it?
It really is. So what does it actually mean, according to Oxford?
Well, the official definition from the Oxford English Dictionary talks about the supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state.
Okay, supposed deterioration.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So less a medical thing, maybe more of a cultural observation?
Exactly. And they specifically link it to over-consuming trivial online content, things like social media, especially among younger people.
Right. And that trivial online content, we're talking endless scrolling, memes, super short videos, celebrity gossip, that kind of thing. The stuff that's just everywhere.
Precisely. The kind of stuff that fills downtime maybe too easily. It's available 24/7, right at your fingertips.
Yeah, you barely have to think to consume it.
And that's kind of the point, I think. It's passive consumption, often.
So what we really want to unpack today is how this constant stream might actually be affecting us. Specifically, thinking about our productivity, our ability to get things done, and also our mental health, how we're actually feeling.
Okay, yeah, let's start with productivity. Seems like a pretty clear link there, potentially.
How so?
Well, if your brain gets used to constant rapid-fire snippets of information, like you get on a lot of feeds, it might make it harder to settle into tasks that need, deep, sustained concentration.
Right. It's like trying to read a dense book right after you've spent an hour flicking through TikToks or something. Your attention span feels shorter.
Exactly. Your brain's been trained for novelty and quick changes, not necessarily for prolonged focus.
So it makes that deep work feel much more effortful.
It could, yeah.
Yeah.
And beyond just the time spent scrolling, there's the question of cognitive impact. If we're mainly feeding our minds very shallow information, does that affect our ability to think critically, to analyze complex issues? It's a valid question, I think. Are we sort of conditioning ourselves away from deeper thought?
Interesting point.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's productivity. What about the other side, mental well-being? How does this connect?
Well, there are a few ways, potentially. Think about social media, the constant comparison with others' carefully curated lives.
Ah, yes, the highlight reels.
Exactly. That can definitely fuel feelings of anxiety, maybe inadequacy,
Sure.
And the platforms themselves are often designed to be quite addictive, creating a sort of dependency, like maybe even feeling a bit lost or anxious when you're not connected.
That fear of missing out, yeah.
Right. Plus, just the sheer volume, even if the content itself isn't necessarily harmful, the constant bombardment can maybe lead to feeling mentally cluttered, overwhelmed.
It's strange, isn't it? Something that feels like zoning out, like harmless relaxation, might actually be having these deeper effects.
It is a bit of a paradox. And what's interesting is that the term brain rot itself, even though it's informal, suggests people are noticing this. Often it's the younger generations, the heavy users, who are actually using the term.
So there's a kind of self-awareness growing around it.
It seems like it, yeah. It points to this growing unease about what all this screen time might be doing.
Okay, so let's pull this together then. Brain rot, Oxford's term, highlights this perceived decline in mental sharpness.
Perceived, yeah.
Thanks to consuming lots of, let's say, low-effort online content, especially via social media. And we've touched on how this might affect focus, productivity.
Right, making deep work harder.
And potentially influencing our mental health through things like comparison and feeling overwhelmed.
Definitely. Which really leads to a question for you, listening.
Yeah.
How much of your day involves engaging with this kind of content? Just take a moment to think about it, honestly.
And maybe reflect on whether you feel it impacts your ability to concentrate or just your general mood or well-being.
It's worth considering.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Consciously choosing what you consume online, being more deliberate about where your attention goes, could that be a way to sort of push back against this feeling of brain rot?
Yeah.
Maybe reclaim some mental space for things that feel more substantial?
A kind of digital mindfulness, perhaps. Something to think about.